What's up, monster truck fans? Welcome to another episode of Monkey Wrench. Hey, tonight we're going to talk about some hydraulic setup, about the steering on these trucks. How do they turn? How do you turn the massive 66-inch tall tires? Well, we do it with hydraulic pressure. So it's not like your normal car. Normal car is a lot of mechanical over hydraulic pressure. We utilize full hydraulic steering systems in the monster trucks. So tonight we're going to talk about the front steering. Then we're going to do another episode later on and we'll talk about the rear steering on the monster trucks, how the rear tires turn separate from the front. So in a monster truck, it's a lot like a normal car. You have your steering shaft. So you have a steering wheel up here that we're turning. So we're turning the steering wheel. That operates the front steering of the truck. So what it does, it comes down the shaft, goes to a steering orbital. What is a steering orbital? As you can see up in there, here's one we got off the truck. So the shaft's coming in here, it's turning this. The fluid is coming into it, coming out to the tank, so it flows through constantly. As that pump's turning, it's constantly moving the fluid. Then you got your left and your right. So as you turn, it directs the fluid over, goes one way, turn the other way, goes the other way. That's basically how an orbital works. It just directs, it's just a valve that directs the fluid left or right. Coming off the orbital, you have your crossover relief valve. So there's two different styles of crossover reliefs on a monster truck. This one here bolts to the orbital, bolts right onto there, and it directs the fluid over back to return to tank. There's a second kind that we're going to show you that's a inline with cartridges. We run the inlines on the trucks. We used to run this style. We had some issues blowing the O-rings. We pulled some of the threads out whenever we hit. We went to the other style and we seemed to like it better. We're going to show you that next. Ready? So fans, I just showed you the crossover relief that bolts directly to the orbital. This here is the one that's in line. Like I said, we like to run these in line. They got cartridges right here. So what happens is if we take a real hard hit on one wheel, if we did not have this, what would happen is it could rip that steering wheel right out of our hands. Break your hands, break your thumbs or whatever. So what this does is this valve will open and direct the pressure back across and takes that impact out of that steering wheel. So we like to run ours down here on the axle housing. Good place to get to. We can change these cartridges out if they fail real quick and easy by having it down here. So it comes through the crossover relief. In normal operation, it's just going to flow direct, straight through. When it takes the hit, that's when it crosses. That's why it's crossover relief. Comes through, goes down to our steering cylinders. We run a 2-inch by 8-inch steering cylinder. Makes the steering really fast. If we wanted stronger or more pressure or ability to turn harder out of the hydraulic system, we'd run a bigger diameter cylinder. We like running the 2-inch, allows this truck to turn extremely fast. We run a -6 line, gets the pressure down to it. We run a -8 up above. We run down, it reduces down, gets the pressure we need, makes this truck turn extremely fast. All right, fans, so we showed you the steer orbital, we showed you the crossover relief, we showed the cylinders, but what drives the hydraulic system? Well, on a monster truck, it's either driven off of two places. It's either driven off the crankshaft, off the bottom side of the motor, or as you can see here, we have the blower off of our powertrain truck. It's driven off the blower. So right here is your power steering pump. It is coupled to the blower, so the belt from the engine turns the blower, the coupler comes across, turns the pump, and that's what drives the fluid through the hydraulic system to allow us to be able to turn the front steering. And the downfall to this design is you do not have steering if the motor's not running. So it's all real stiff, hard turning. Inside that orbital, it's got what they call kind of a hand pump inside it. It'll allow you to turn just a real hard and stiff, but you can pump the fluid. But most of the time we have the rear steering if we need to turn the trucks whenever the motor's blown up or there's something going on. But right here is what flows through. It comes out of it, goes through another relief. That way we can deadhead that system and not worry about spiking the pressure or hurting the pump. But that's basically how the hydraulic system works on a monster truck. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hey, if you want us to see anything on one of our shows, if there's anything you want to learn, make sure you comment down below. Like, comment, share. We love seeing all your comments. We read all your comments. We hope you guys are enjoying these videos as much as we are. We'll check you all guys out next time.